Hello, it's Wednesday afternoon, and I've just spent this morning in our local village college with some of our local Wickham youth workers and other volunteers, doing some Year 10 RPE lessons. RPE stands for Religion, Philosophy, and Ethics. And about six times a year, we get to go in and do something with the Year 10s or the Year 11s. And this morning, we were looking at the whole question, so giving a Christian perspective on the whole question of war and peace. And the Year 10s would have spent different lessons during this morning looking at different perspectives on this question of war and peace. We were focusing on the Christian perspective and thinking about particularly just war and pacifism, and how different Christians understand the Bible in different ways. And so some will come down on the side of just war, some will come down on the side of pacifism, and just exploring that with different Year 10 classes this morning. Of course, those of you who are part of CBC will know that parallel to a lot of the things that we're doing this year, we're also looking at the Sermon on the Mount. And not surprisingly, there were a few references to Jesus' teaching in the Sermon on the Mount, which came up things like not resisting an evil person. If someone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek. Love your enemies. And by way of a weekly reflection, I just thought I'd comment on what I'd done this morning, and just another challenge to us from the Sermon on the Mount. One of the things that came through this morning's lessons is that there's not a single Christian view. There are lots of Christian views, and there's not a single verse that you can look at in the Bible that makes it all clear. There are multiple verses which say slightly different things, and so it's complex, something that each of us needs to come to a decision on for ourselves. And like lots of things, there are no easy answers. We need to read the Bible, we need to consider the whole of the Bible, we need to pray, we need to ask God for wisdom, we need to listen to others as we seek to work out what it means to follow Jesus in 2024. There's many conflicts going on around the world at the moment, and many of those are very complex. But what does it mean to be more like Jesus? How do we, in terms of war and peace and questions of pacifism and just war and those sort of things, and when we read the Sermon on the Mount, how do we decide what it looks like for us to be a disciple of Jesus? Not easy, but something we need to engage with.